hit-and-run raids. If guerrilla warfare were a sport, hit-and-run raids would be the highlight reel. Imagine this: you're chilling at your outpost when a wild squad appears, snags your lunch, sets your tent on fire, and vanishes before you can say, "Did anyone else see that?" Classic. Hit-and-run tactics are all about speed, chaos, and refusing to stick around for awkward goodbyes. Historically, these raids have roots deeper than a Roman soldier's sandal tan. Think Mongols on horseback storming through Eurasia. Genghis Khan was basically the original Uber Eats, but instead of food, it was terror. In more recent times, groups like the Viet Cong made American troops in Vietnam feel like extras in a horror movie with this style. Why risk a full-out brawl when you can dart in, cause mayhem, and bounce before the enemy even gets to flex their muscles? As Sun Tzu once said, all warfare is based on deception. Or, as any tired parent would say, don't poke the bear, just steal its honey and run. So, next time someone ghosts you, remember, it's not personal. It's just tactical withdrawal, guerrilla style. Ambush surprise. Here's the deal. Nobody ever wakes up thinking, today's the day I'll get ambushed. And that's exactly why it works. Ambushes are the classic gotcha moment of guerrilla warfare, the military equivalent of hiding behind a door to scare your sibling, except, with slightly more dramatic consequences. Ambush tactics date back to when humans realized that waiting in a bush with a stick was way easier than fighting a mammoth head-on. Fast forward a few millennia, and you've got legendary examples like the Battle of Teutoburg Forest, where Germanic tribes turned Roman legions into a historical punchline. Even George Washington's crew used ambushes to spook the redcoats, who truly did not vibe with surprise musket fire at breakfast. Ambushes are kind of like surprise birthday parties, except nobody gets cake. Just existential dread. The takeaway? If you love control, don't go for long walks in the woods during wartime. And remember, as the Spartans might definitely never have said, it's not about fighting fair, it's about fighting clever. Sabotage Systems. If breaking things was an Olympic event, guerrillas would sweep the podium. Sabotage is all about making the enemy's fancy stuff stop working at the absolute worst possible time. History is littered with prime sabotage moments, like French resistance fighters during Sabotage, who treated German trains like malfunctioning amusement park rides, derailing them with gusto. Did you know the word sabotage comes from sabot, a wooden shoe French workers supposedly tossed into machinery to jam it? So, next time your printer jams, maybe blame a tiny French revolutionary. Saboteurs are the pranksters of guerrilla warfare. There's nothing like the satisfaction of cutting a single wire and watching chaos snowball. Why fight the enemy head-on when you can just unplug their iPhones? Russian anarchists in the 19th century, Allied forces in occupied Europe, and even techie rebels in today's cyber wars all prove that the best weapon is sometimes a wrench. Who needs brute force when you've got petty inconvenience on an industrial scale? Psychological warfare. Warfare, but make it mind games. Psychological warfare is the art of getting inside your enemy's head and rearranging the furniture until they're too freaked out to fight straight. Guerrillas have always been the masters of this. Think gaslighting, the military edition. From spreading creepy rumors, the hills are alive and they want your boots, to blasting freaky sounds at night. The goal is to make the other side so jumpy they start seeing phantoms in the fog. During the Malayan emergency, guerrillas would leave staged evidence of supernatural activity, because what's scarier than enemy fire? Ghosts, obviously. The Viet Cong's whispering death was all about haunting soldiers with disturbing noises. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting, Sun Tzu whispers from beyond the grave. And who are we to doubt a guy who's technically been dead for 2,500 years? The moral, it's not just about defeating bodies. Sometimes you just gotta unravel minds. Decoy Diversions. Decoy diversions are the "look over there" of the military world. Guerrillas are pros at leading enemies on wild goose chases, while the real action happens elsewhere. Basically, it's the world's deadliest game of misdirection. Remember Operation Fortitude before D-Day? The Allies convinced the Nazis that fake armies, complete with inflatable tanks and cardboard generals, were about to rain chaos somewhere else. Guerrillas do this on a smaller, sassier scale, maybe lighting a bonfire or faking attack sounds so the enemy rushes to the wrong place. Mao Zedong was a fan. "Move through the void and strike in fullness," he declared, proving that ancient philosophers would have totally dominated among us. Decoys turn every battlefield into a guessing game, and the best part? When your opponent is running in circles, you can slip past them like a ninja at a birthday party. Because in the end, nothing says guerrilla warfare quite like weaponized confusion. Local support networks. You know that one friend who always knows a guy? Guerrilla fighters need whole networks of that guy just to survive. Local support networks are the underappreciated backbone of every guerrilla movement. Without villagers providing food, gossip, and the occasional hiding spot under grandma's bed, the fighters would last about as long as a snowman in July. In the Spanish Peninsular War, the word guerrilla itself comes from local fighters blending in with peasants. Napoleon's troops just couldn't catch them. In Vietnam, the Viet Cong built entire tunnel systems with a little help from their friends. They made everyone in the village play "Who Can Hide the Rebel?" It's basically a tactical version of "It Takes a Village to Raise a Child," except this time the child is armed and very sneaky. As Mao Zedong put it, "The people are the sea in which the guerrilla fish swim." Get enough friends, and your enemies may as well be looking for a needle in a haystack, blindfolded. Propaganda puppet shows. Think TikTok, but with way more danger and, tragically, no dancing cats. Propaganda is the guerrilla's megaphone, turning whispers into a movement and defeat into rallying cries. Pamphlets, radio broadcasts, viral rumors. If it gets people talking, it's on the table. Both Che Guevara and T.E. Lawrence, aka Lawrence of Arabia, were fans. One wrote manuals, the other memoirs. Both knew the power of a good story. During the Chinese Civil War, Mao's forces staged elaborate puppet theater for rural peasants, mixing entertainment with their "join us or else" pitch. "Words are the most powerful drug," said Rudyard Kipling. He might have skipped the war part, but you get the idea. Fun fact, in WQ, British commandos even dropped fake newspapers full of wacky headlines just to mess with Nazi morale. So the next time you ignore a spam email, remember, propaganda can be the sharpest weapon of all, especially if it comes with catchy slogans and a few sock puppets. Nighttime operations. Who needs sleep when you have the cover of night and questionable life choices? Guerrillas. Love the dark. Less visibility, more possibilities. From the Maroon rebels in Jamaica to modern-day insurgents, the moonlit hours spell prime time for sabotage, surprise attacks, and epic campfire ghost stories. Optional, but heavily encouraged. Night ops keep enemies sweating, literally and figuratively, since "what was that noise?" is never a question you want to ask in a war zone at 2 a.m. During the American Revolution, Francis "Swamp Fox" Marion earned his nickname by sneaking through swamps and using the darkness for petty mischief, becoming the ghost story British soldiers warned each other about. The trick is simple: strike hard, vanish faster, and let the darkness do the rest. As the old proverb probably should have said, Early birds get worms, but night owls get away with everything. Sleep tight. Found this video interesting? Leave us a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Let us know what we should cover next in the comments below.